You have a memo. Doggies always make it better. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rich. This is my wife, Judy.
Hello.
We're back to talk about, of all things, the war, but more specifically, the anti-Semitism that we're beginning to see, both clearly on the Democratic side and, quite truthfully, on the Republican side. Am I wrong?
No, you're 100% right, and it's very scary because it always starts with anti-Semitism, and Christianity is attacked, and
Religion and family,
and society goes downhill from there. It's very, very scary.
In my opinion, it starts with the devaluation of life. And we can clearly see that life is being devalued by how fervently we see the Democrats support
abortion
like crazy.
Like they want to, like you see women online that want to get pregnant so they can have an abortion. It's the most irrational thing I've ever heard, and it's very scary because that's devaluing life.
But it's not only devaluing life, it's also the devaluation of family. And where we began to see the devaluation of family occur first, of all places, is in the black community, people
Right.
of color,
Right.
back in the 1960s with the beginning of the civil rights movement.
That's right. The federal government saw a niche in the black community where they could give them social welfare programs, tell them that they were discriminated against, tell them that they needed help, tell them that they couldn't do it on their own, and make them dependent on government. And it's been proliferated for decades.
But literally, they've created systems whereby they promote single-family types of units, where
Right.
you have a mother without a father.
And the more children you have, the more money you get from the government. So it incentivizes
Irresponsible behavior.
irresponsible behavior, because if you can't afford to have a child, my view is you should not have a child because you're responsible for that child. If you can't be financially responsible, then you have no business having a child.
However, what I do want to discuss is that there really is a problem in this country of systemic racism, in my opinion. Although I believe that our country was moving in the right direction, we were coming to a society where racism was less prevalent, but that all changed.
Well, we were very united. It really was. It was a wonderful thing. And unfortunately, Barack Obama came in and he divided the country. He was very divisive, stoked hate among black people, got them all riled up against white people. And eventually, this led to white people hating white people, which I don't quite understand.
No, I don't understand it. I truly don't understand it. And the Democrats, their hatred of Donald Trump so profound that they don't realize that many of the policies that Donald Trump promotes are their policies. Donald Trump used to be a Democrat. The reason why we have people like Jasmine Crockett is because Donald Trump moved the entire Republican Party to the center. Yeah. And by moving them to the center, he essentially moved the loonies
all the way left, because they couldn't be center anymore. Because all they can do is oppose Donald Trump. I have heard Chuck Schumer get on the Senate floor. I have heard Hakeem Jeffries get on the House floor saying why Donald Trump is so bad. Hakeem Jeffries actually said the war was going to be lost at the beginning of it. They're rooting against the country because Donald Trump initiated this war, And
I don't understand.
And they don't like anything that Donald Trump does. So killing a monstrous dictator and all of his minions now is a bad thing.
What I don't understand is where all this anti-Semitism is coming from. I mean, you had the Democrats there chanting, river to the sea. I mean, there's approximately 16 million Jews in the entire world. I believe they're less than 0.2% of the population. I mean, like
Jews are an ethnic minority in the world. So if everybody, if the liberals want to, care about minorities and care about their safety and security and everything, they should be the first ones that are standing up for the Jewish community.
I mean, these idea that you should free Palestine. Do you have any idea how these people were terrorizing the Israelis? I mean, for years upon years upon years upon years of suffering one suicide attack upon another, families just being terrorized, not being able to walk in the streets, always worrying. And the worst part of it is that Israel is a free country.
Yeah, they welcome
Arabs and Jews get along in Israel.
Christians, everybody gets along in Israel.
They all can become citizens and all have rights. That's not true in any other country other than the United States.
And
Israel, that's it. We're the only beacons of freedom that exist. And yet
they want to destroy, for whatever reason, I don't understand why. Everything is blamed on the Jews. Now, this war in Iran, the United States did not get into this because Israel forced them to. This has been 47 years, everybody's heard it, 47 years of torture. Our troops being targeted by Iran. Over 1,000 troops died, not to mention how many are maimed. And there was no accountability for any of that. For all past presidents, they were all wimps. Barack Obama giving them plane loads of money so that they could build this war machine. And Joe Biden lifting sanctions so they could get all the money that Donald Trump stopped them from getting. And they built all this to. I mean, what president gives a foreign country billions of dollars to create weapons to target his own country? A president that doesn't love the country. A president that wants to destroy the country. And that's Barack Obama.
We have to stop this. We have to start electing patriots. And people need to wake up. It's not Democrats against Republicans. It's all of us against the political class that's doing their best to destroy our way of life.
The political class, the political elite are trying to make us fight amongst ourselves, hate each other, and it's called divide and conquer. They're dividing us and they're conquering us. I mean, this law in Virginia, they want to take away people's gun rights, but exclude the assembly from those laws. Can you imagine? And people stand for this?
The Second Amendment was there for a reason. It wasn't there to preserve people's rights for hunting. It was to enable the citizenry to protect themselves
against a rogue government, which we have right now.
And as long as
it's not Donald Trump that's rogue, it's the bureaucracy.
It's the bureaucracy. 100%
the 2 million bureaucrats that run the place, that we did not elect, we did not vote for, that make regulations that affect our lives. I mean, everybody's complaining about the price of gas now that the war started. The price of gas is still about $2 less than it was in 2022 when Joe Biden, he inflated the price. He stopped production of oil in this country. He stopped production of fracking. He stopped production of everything. It went to a standstill. And that's why prices went up. They were inflated because of human intervention.
In my opinion, the reason why we're in a war right now...
Because they wanted everybody to buy electric cars.
The reason why we are in a war right now, and the reason why we have the problems that we have right now is because, primarily at this point in time, because of how the problems which we're fomenting
were not addressed for decades and decades and decades. Every president just, Barack Obama does the nuclear deal so that allows Iran to have nukes in 10 years. But he's not going to be in office in 10 years. So you know what? He
kicked the ball down the can.
Kicked the ball down the can and made it so it's not going to be his problem.
Really kicked the can down the road.
but he didn't solve the problem. I don't know.
What he did was he enabled the Iranians to create missiles and mechanisms to be able to transport the weaponry that they can easily assemble once the
once they have the nuclear, the nuclear bomb, they're building ballistic missiles.
But the one thing I liked about that particular agreement was that we actually had eyes on the nuclear material, and now there are no eyes on the nuclear material, and quite truthfully, we don't know where it is. And this is something that I really wanted to discuss. I did a YouTube about this whole entire thing, but now I want to go one step further and tell you what the future has in store. We only have one future. They're going to be boots on the ground. And our boots on the ground, people are going to get killed. A lot of people are going to get killed. A lot of Americans are going to get killed. And we're going to take over the country. We're going to establish an interim acting government. We're going to support that government with our own military until such time that a government in Iran can be established that's going to be favorable to the United States, because that's the only solution to this, or not only favorable to the United States, just favorable to the West, to the world, really.
Because I think the Gulf states have realized that Iran was not their friend. They thought they had a friend in Iran, but they didn't, because once the war started, they were just Iran was shooting ballistic missiles everywhere and anywhere.
And no matter what anybody wants to say, at this juncture, the status of our global economy and the way things were going was that the United States and the dollar were going down the tube. Everybody was looking to move away from the dollar as the reserve currency. What essentially this has done was reshape geopolitical politics in a massive way. Yeah. If Donald Trump is successful at accomplishing that, he will have committed a mitzvah, not only for the Israelis, not only for the Americans, but for the entire world, including China, by making this fuel available to everybody, by making sure that the straits are never held hostage again, and by making sure a rogue regime never has nuclear weapons. I don't know what you can say except that this was a righteous maneuver. The thing that's not righteous is what all politicians do, that whenever they want to do something, they make an excuse. And in this particular case, there had to be an imminent reason for the United States to go in. The imminent reason that's being cited is that they were only a few weeks away from having 11 nuclear missiles. I don't know if that story is true. We may be being lied to.
Well, that's what was told to the envoy.
Yeah, that was what was told to the envoy. But God knows what's true.
And
but why would they say such a thing? That's such a stupid thing to say. These people are coming in here.
They're arrogant. They're arrogant. They wanted to show. What they said was, we are not going to give to you what you couldn't take militarily. That's what they said, meaning that we military took out those sites in June, but they obviously had other materials other places.
Or they took them out and hid them somewhere, whatever have you.
It's a huge country, so there's plenty of places to hide.
But I'll tell you what, I remember when the Shah of Iran was exiled from I remember that whole episode. Yeah. And I remember the hostages. And ever since then, I have had a real thing against Iran.
Yep. We were there. We saw the
Not the Iranian people. The Iranian people are brilliant people.
They're lovely people.
Brilliant, smart, capable, industrious,
and
hardworking.
And they're enslaved. And what gets me so miffed, everyone knows how women in Iran were abused, that they have no rights whatsoever. I saw one cleric say they equate women to goats.
You want to know something? I'm
So-
disgusted by the idea of genital mutilation. That's so nasty. Do you know that in Somalia, 98% of the women undergo that procedure? And if you don't know what that procedure is, they remove the clitoris. And the clitoris isn't just a little bowl that sits at the end of the vagina. It extends inward, almost surrounding the whole entire vaginal wall. It's what gives the woman pleasure, and they remove it all. And they maim the woman. And giving babies after that is extraordinarily painful. I mean, how
As
can
if
you...
it isn't painful enough. But they totally abuse women. They rape them. They can't show their hair.
Hey,
they can't show
sweetheart.
their face. They can't do anything. And the women here that say they are oppressed like the women in Iran, I don't know how. It boggles my mind.
They don't know what they're talking about. They want Sharia law. Are they out of their minds? Women have come so far and have worked so hard to establish themselves. I mean, this whole idea that women, that trans women should participate in women's sports is gross.
It is gross, but...
What was the name of that senator that said that gross stuff?
I don't know. It was a senator from Arizona. A state senator from Arizona was I guess...
Badgered, a young lady.
A young lady who was sticking up for herself and didn't want to play against men.
That could hurt her.
And
that had the physicality to go ahead and damage them.
What the senator said was that she should be more competitive. I mean, how outrageous, how outrageous. But I'd like to go back to the fact that how women are treated in Iran.
Yes.
And for having American women saying that they are treated worse than the women in Iran
is ridiculous.
Is absurd. They sound insane. And anybody that believes that in their heart
Can I ask you a serious
is
question?
Is insane.
Do you think Ilhan Omar from Somalia went through the genital mutilation?
Yes, I do.
So do you think that's why she's such a bitch? Have you ever met a more disgusting person than her?
Well, there's other members of Congress, too, that are quite disgusting. Rashida Tlaib is very, very disgusting. We have Hamas, we have members of Hamas in Congress. So we have to, as a country...
we were attacked by 9/11.
And now we have, and now New York City has a Muslim mayor. I mean, we have to do better
But
than
not
this.
just the Muslim mayor,
An
a
Islam-
radical.
An Islamist. Muslim mayor would be fine. I have nothing against Muslims. I have the Islamists.
That don't want to.
The
That don't want to.
radical Islamists, and that is not a bad word. That's what they call themselves, radical Islamists.
The Islamists want us to assimilate into their religion when they come to America and want to become Americans. When you come to America and want to become Americans, you need to assimilate into us. And you can incorporate your individual practices and religious beliefs and so forth into ours. We're more than willing to accept and appreciate your cultural differences.
But don't tell us that we can't have a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. This is...
It's ridiculous. And if you didn't know it, the Muslims really have a thing against dogs. They think that they're dirty. And they think that they're dirty and that they shouldn't be touched. In fact, if saliva gets on a Muslim person from a dog, they can't participate in one of their 5 prayer rituals that they have throughout the day. The Muslims have 5 calls to prayer, and if a dog's saliva touches them, they can't pray, apparently. It's a whole thing. So
what is that? How is that Americanism?
And I'm going to just come right out and say it. I know a lot about Islam and Muhammad and the whole entire religion, which was based upon the Old Testament, essentially. This guy, who everybody worships, I swear to God, was a schizophrenic, maybe brilliant, but I believe that he was schizophrenic. And people like Joe Biden was used as a politician. This person, I'm sure, had a tremendous amount of charisma and was used as a politician, so the clerics around them could write scripture, this hateful scripture, which calls for jihad, which calls for the death of all infidels, which happened to be you and I, by the way.
Yeah. All
This
American citizens, we're infidels. So if
This is not a peaceful religion.
If the Democrats think that the Islamists are on their side, the Islamists are on their side because it's a way into politics, it's a way into the government. But if they take control of the government, believe me, you guys will be dead. Everybody, all Americans will be dead.
Because either you'll die or you'll convert.
Right, or you'd be a slave and have absolutely no rights whatsoever.
Or it'll wind up being different sects, and they'll fight between themselves, and you'll be completely confused as to what to do. This is a barbaric religion. It is antiquated. It has not moved so much as one iota since
the 7th century.
Since its inception.
Yeah.
So make no bones about it. This is not a peaceful religion. These are not Christians coming here to sing Kumbaya.
They did
They're
not
coming here to take your head off.
And they're coming and to steal from you first, before they take your head off.
Yes, first steal from you, take everything you own, and then cut your head off.
And this is what people are defending. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling.
And this isn't Islamophobia.
This
is their religion. This is what they believe in. Every single one of them believes that we are infidels that need to be cleansed from this earth.
And that women are equivalent to goats. So all you women out there, you're a goat to Mayor Mondami.
And to all the Muslims.
He doesn't say it out loud because he's acting.
But he believes
But
it in
he
his heart.
believes that too. I don't know why he doesn't make his wife wear a hijab. That's because he's Americanized.
No. That's because it would be politically not advantageous for him. And there's one thing that these people are is
politically
their own
savvy.
Religion says that if you need to do certain things against the religion,
if you need to lie,
cheat, steal, or do whatever, and
do it.
To make gains within the religion, then you should do it.
So
it's an amoral religion. It's completely amoral. I
So
don't know how easier to tell it to you. And you people have something against the Jews?
So it's
Well, I think
Christians. No Christian has gotten into a car and driven into a mosque yelling "Christ is King" and tried to blow up the place. No Christian has done that. No Christian has done that.
None that I'm aware of. And I don't see Jews blowing themselves up in mosques either. So, with that, we're going to end this episode. And I hope you enjoyed our rant. And I wonder if you feel the same way. And if you do,
let us know.
Yeah, and think about subscribing.
Thank you.